My name is Day Cummings, and I'm a clinical social worker at the Lee Gross Anthem Child Advocacy Center. You know, there's so many kids that have just touched my heart, but there's one young lady that just pops right into mind. This is a 13-year-old girl who was abused by a grandfather figure. After her sexual abuse was disclosed, family didn't believe her because this was a person that had been in her life forever. During the period of time before anyone knew about the abuse, this was a young lady who was getting into trouble in school. She was getting into fights. She was mouthy to the teachers. Her grades were down. And the counselor had befriended her and kept saying, "Is there something wrong? Is there something wrong?" And she would repeatedly say, "No, everything's fine. I just hate everyone." And finally, the counselor who persevered was able to find out what had happened. She was very distraught. The police were called. They brought her to the Child Advocacy Center. What I remember is she was hunched over in a way that she was protecting herself. She walked very slow. She kept her head down. She was crying and shaky, very shaky. The medical exam of the Child Advocacy Center was done by a trained nurse, and it did show that this young lady had been injured. From there, she went down to the interview room and met with police, child protection, and counselors. And within those rooms, she gave her story.
In these rooms, I've watched compassion turn a child into a man, turn cowards into heroes who laugh and sing again. In these rooms, I've watched the broken become whole and walk again, and all the lonely people fill their hearts with friends. In these rooms, I found my heaven. In these rooms, my share of peace. Here I'm at the hand of mercy that raised me from my knees. In these rooms, I found a power that is greater than my own, who turns tragedy to triumph and gives the lost a home. There is a safe place, a haven you can turn to. There is a home where you are free. Just follow me. In these rooms, I found my salvation. In these rooms, my piece of sky. Here I stand among the living. When alone, I stood to die. Thank you. Thank you for these rooms.